So, what else did you have on here? You had Eagle Rare. What are they doing again? Did you like that transition? I just
Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 263 of the Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you are going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Kenny, and Kenny.
You can't do that. That's KKK, dog.
Why would you say that?
It's the truth.
K-A Anthony here.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, well.
Kenny Anthony Stevens.
Hello, Anthony.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Sad. It's a sad day.
Why are you sad?
The news that broke late this afternoon.
Oh, about Vince Bone Marrow?
About Vince Bone Marrow.
Trader Marrow.
Yeah, you know what? Of all the things I expected to hear when I came back from vacation, one of them wasn't the guy who went on KSR saying, I would never leave and I'm not even looking for jobs. And he not only does he leave, he doesn't go to like East Carolina.
Right.
He goes to Louisville.
And all those years of trash talking Louisville.
Right. Yeah.
And he ends up going there.
Yeah.
I just feel this is like the downsbuyer of it.
Yeah, I guess if he can sell that, like, what is it on Tommy Boy? Remember Tommy Boy? He's like, sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. I feel like that's what Vince is going to have to do in Louisville to, like, convince people. And if he recruits well there, then
of course, I mean,
extra, shade toward him. And you know what? Maybe we can send this episode out to him and say, hey, can you listen to this? Because you, sir, are not good. Just like that. Just like that. Yeah.
Screw him.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but
that's sad.
Yeah. Other than that, come back from vacation, my annual trip to South Carolina.
Annual schmanual, your freaking quarterly vacation.
Quarterly. You know what? I wanted to say bad words, but I held my tongue.
I noticed that. That was a good job.
That was good.
Yeah,
there you go.
Get that Ryan Alves beep.
Yeah, now that we have the Ryan Alves beep, I can say things like that. I could be like, hey, Kenny. No, never mind. I'm not going to
beep you.
I'm not going to do that. I could just, beep.
Hey, beep you.
Beep you.
Son of a beep.
Beep you, buddy.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I got to tell the story real quick. So I did not do my annual, like, let me drive to every single place within 20 miles of where we're staying. I only went to, like, 3 places. And I'm not going to lie, the bourbon scene was kind of sad this time around.
Really?
Like, the one place is, like, Bill's Liquors. I didn't go to Jim Liquor, and if he's listening, I'm very sorry that I didn't come there this time of the year because just had too much going on. But I went to Bill's, and Bill's is a big in. They have 3 stores. They have wholesale licenses and everything else.
Where?
Bill's Liquor in Bluffton, South Carolina.
I heard there was a new liquor store up the street called Girls Liquor.
Girls?
Yeah.
What's that about? Oh, you jerk. Jeez. Holy cow.
That was next to Trotta.
That was
Trotta Liquor.
You guys, you just trying to create work for me or what? This is ridiculous.
I didn't.
Seriously.
Hey, man.
Steven, what are you doing? So anyway, Bill's Liquor, I go in there and I ask, do you have Revival Weeded? Because that's what our one listener sent us in the blind, right? It was really good. Remember that?
Nope.
You don't remember that? Okay.
I remember the name.
So Jimmy Redcorn, but...
Jimmy Redcorn was great.
So that weeded mash bill that's in like the jug...
that's very good.
I take it in there and I show it to them and they go, we haven't had that in 3 years.
3 years?
And I'm like, wait a minute. Then I actually messaged Jason Hale and I'm like, Jason, you said you saw this somewhere recently. And he said, yeah, I saw it in Indiana. And it was like released 3 months ago. So here I am in South Carolina.
Where it's at.
And they're telling me they don't have it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, it's kind of like here in Kentucky. We don't have
Kentucky things.
Yeah, we don't have Heaven Hill products because they just choose not to distribute them anymore. And I think they're with whatever. So I had a lot of fun. Vacation was great. Did some fishing. Got to see family. All that wonderful stuff. Got a little bit of a tan, but not as much as I wanted to because the weather still freaking sucks. I mean, my God. I'm in South Carolina. The first 3 days we were there, it rained and it was like in the low 80s. Then like the last day we were there, it was like 97, melt your face. Couldn't move, couldn't go anywhere. So like, yeah, that whole
I
weather.
feel like I have more tan here than you did.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Must be that Italian blood that you have.
Much better than Greek blood.
Look
I had
at
fun
you.
in L.A.
Oh yeah, we're at now.
Lexington area, baby.
There you go.
Boom,
Kenny's
boom.
reoccurring joke. Woo. I love
Monty
it.
liked it.
Yeah. So what else did you have on here? You had Eagle Rare. What are they doing again? Did you like that transition?
What a smooth transition. Such a pro.
I just ignored it. I just ignored it, Kenny. I'm sorry. It's late. He's gonna kill me. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Well,
Yes.
while you were vacationing,
Yeah.
I went and did an Old Forester pick
For what?
for OBC Kitchen
Why?
because I was invited.
They let you in?
They let me in.
That's good.
Unfortunately, yeah.
What did you do there?
So besides a little tour and a little tasting, guess what else we got to taste?
What?
Presidential Rye.
Wait
What?
a minute.
Brand new release. So they have Old Forester Presidential, but instead of just being the bourbons like they have now, Old Forester Presidential Rye coming out.
Did Jackie Zycams do the consulting on that?
She may dip her toes in that area.
Okay,
But,
all right. That's the special. Go ahead.
It was good, man. It really was. I was very excited to have that.
Okay.
Actually, Presidential Rye was very good. I liked it probably more than the Presidential Bourbons I've had.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I guess, but like an older rye.
And we talked about how much we like Old Forester Rye. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, as good as the 100 proofer is, it's $25. Yeah.
Wow.
But what was really cool is while I went down there,
You saw their cooperage?
I decided, yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
all right, here's what's
Such an
funny.
idiot.
Here's what's funny.
Yeah, please.
So on the tour, they have that little mini cooperage in there.
Right.
Right.
You know, you get to press the button and you flame and all that. And our tour guide was saying that like they'll make between 1 and 12 barrels a day. And so the guy that was working that day, she's like, yeah, he's the 1 to 2 barrels a day guy. The other guy makes like 10 to 12. So depending on who's working in there.
Oh,
So he
wow.
kind of got called out, but it was funny. That's how slow the one dude
That's
works.
slow.
But no, while I was down there, so I went to Old Louisville when I left there
That
Heard this
doesn't surprise
before.
me.
Yeah.
because I had to have a semi-fresh palate. 'Cause
Did you see me in there?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right.
I want to try the birthday blend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the birthday blend was initially 2 parts of that Hungarian oak finished rye and 1 part of that wheated bourbon.
Damn.
But that was after we tasted we already did a barrel pick for 10-day bourbon that day, and we tasted like 15 things that day. The palate was not fresh.
No way.
Okay.
So I went back and we'd only tasted like 5 things at Old Forester, so the palate was pretty fresh, you know. Had plenty of sourdough bread, you know, plenty of water.
Yeah, there you go.
So I went ahead and I tried the rye on its own. Then I tried 2 parts to 1, 1 to 1, and 1 to 2.
Okay.
And I've changed the blend up. So the birthday bottle blend is going to be 1 part Hungarian oak rye
Okay.
to 2 parts of the wheated bourbon. And it is desserty delicious. So
Oh, nice.
I'm very glad I went back and tried that on a fresh palate. Cannot wait for it to come out. Probably another 30, 45 days or so.
Okay. Did you take my advice about the Bulgarian oak?
The Bulgarian what?
Touche. Oh, that's great. No, very good, very good. No, that's awesome, man. Well, I'm excited because I really want a bottle of that. But I mean, how much longer do we have to wait?
Till his birthday.
I'm really not sure if I'm going to get you a bottle or not.
Oh,
I mean, you know, I get to decide who gets them.
shoot.
You have to email me.
Can I get a bottle?
Yeah, you can get a bottle.
I'll sell it to you for a 50% markup.
There we
Okay,
go.
all right. That works. That works. Actually, I bought some bottles from Kenny the other day, and I'm going to sell them for a 50% markup.
I got a good deal.
Yeah, he gave me a really great deal. Yeah.
Old school Henry McInnes.
Yeah, they were. I think they were so old that they were actually called not Henry McKenna. They were called Richard McKenna.
Wow.
But they were older. They had a lot of dust on them.
What's the matter with me?
not bleep McKenna.
Hey, what's the punchline here? Come on.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad I don't have to edit this one.
Do we have any reviews this week, Anthony?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we always have reviews because we have dedicated and loyal listeners who are so wonderful people.
We love them.
Yeah, we love them. So this was actually left for us by reviewer Appalachian Bourbon Society.
Ooh.
Did I say that right? Or was it Appalachian? Did I say it or Appalachian?
Appalachia's. Yeah,
Okay. So on April 26th, this was left for us. It's a 5-star review titled Great Show. And the review is as follows. The Mashup Podcast is straight up awesome. Every episode is packed with energy, laughs, and seriously great bourbon talk. The hosts bring the perfect mix of passion, knowledge, and good vibes. It feels like you're hanging out with your best friends who happen to know everything about whiskey. I'm hooked and can't wait for every new drop. If you're into bourbon or just good conversation, you need this podcast in your life. If I ever make it up that way, I'd love to share a pour of blends with you.
Left facing horse, second in, baby.
There you go.
Oh, wait. Speaking of,
Yes.
you're going to laugh.
Oh.
But I've been slowly collecting my blends horses.
Oh,
Slowly.
Big day coming.
So,
Big day.
Saturday, I got my N colon done.
Are you serious?
Yep. I finished the bottle. So now I have one left.
Okay.
So
Are you get them mofos mounted?
I'm going to try.
There you go.
This is like a decade-long project.
Well, there you go. See, BT still mounts the things
Yeah.
on there and the stave, and you know what?
I think I need an L.
Yeah.
So I have to
There you
finish
go.
that bottle whenever I get it.
So that review probably came from our buddy Daniel with Appalachian Bourbon Society. They are a fun group online. If you get a chance and you want to be part of a regional group, I think they're in northern Georgia, but they're always wanting people to join their group. They just did their first pick, I think.
I know they're in Georgia. Are they really?
I think they're northern Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, but they did their first pick, and I could be wrong about that, but it's fax optional. Who cares? But they
That's
did their,
true.
Yeah, I think they did their first pick, and I've been following some of their stuff. I actually put a video out in their group when they made me a member, but I did that because I love to have fun and share our passion with whiskey with other people. So the fact that they're supporting us means a lot to us, and we appreciate listening, Daniel, and hope to hang out with you sometime in Lexington.
Speaking of the fax optional thing,
Yes, sir.
I kind of forget about that occasionally because we've gotten a whole lot better about like not saying incorrect things. The fax optional doesn't come up as often as it used to.
I might just have to make up stuff.
So, but that does bring me to this next point. I did have an incorrect saying on the previous episode that just dropped.
Uh-oh.
What was you saying?
I said that me and Perry Ritter went to the RD1 soft opening. When I meant to say Todd Ritter.
Oh,
so I
that's
do want
okay.
to bring that up. That I did have a little mishap in my wording.
Well, should we make an alternate name for Perry? Should he be somebody else now? Should we call him
Perry Critter.
Perry Critter? I think Perry Richter sounds fun.
Richter, the Richter scale.
Richter.
Yeah.
No, Perry's a good buddy. And that's funny. When you said that, I had no idea because it was just like, well, you were there and Perry was there. Yeah. That's cool. And then when it came out, it was Todd. I'm like, well.
I got you good on the Todd thing, though.
Yeah, like, you did.
All of y'all's jaws just dropped.
Yeah.
I said nothing good. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, I read that nice thing for Todd and the thing he's narrating for Bourbon Month, right? In Frankfurt, and Kenny's like, yeah, I don't really like him anyway. I'm like, what? You're like, what? And next thing you know, he's like, sorry. Yeah. So anyway,
If you would like a shout out, just leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, and next time we record, we'll give you a shout out. Okay, there's a lot of names on this thing. Just Oak Bowery Bourbon.
How about you read the notes I sent? And you'll
It's
freaking
very
know
long.
it.
I looked at it first, and I don't know if I want to read all that.
Oak
I got it
Bowery
right there.
Bourbon, limited edition blend 1.
Simmer.
I got my
Semaglutide.
I got my I got my eye resting on the microphone here.
All right. So, gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
for this week, we have the internet sensation,
There you go.
Bauer. All right.
We have the internet sensation, Marvin. Coming on strong.
Marvin, he's huge. All right, boys.
Shots
For this
fired.
week, we have a new bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It is from none other than Brewzle,
Oh yeah.
the internet sensation.
That's right.
Tonight we have a bottle of Oak Bowery Bourbon.
Limited
edition blend 1.
All right. So this Oak Bowery Bourbon limited edition blend 1 comes to us from the Oak Bowery Spirits, a.k.a. TJ Gamble.
Limited
AKA
edition blend
Brewzle,
1.
a.k.a. bottled by John Emerald Distilling Co. What is that, Opelika?
Opelika, Alabama.
Alabama. Very good.
Greenbow, Alabama.
The Greenbow. The bottle date is 2025. The ABV is 61.5. The proof is 123. Age is non-age stated. I'm not going to read what Kenny put in his notes about that. The mash bill is basically a 4-grain. There are 3 barrels of high rye bourbon and 3 barrels of low rye bourbon from the Old Dominick in Tennessee. Is that the distillery there?
Old Dominick from Tennessee, yeah.
Okay, and 2 small 30-gallon barrels of wheat state wheated bourbon.
The Funk Distillery. Out of business.
Okay, there you go. So the MSRP on this is $99.99, so about $100. In a video, TJ said that
he didn't really want to charge that much for it, but he had to just to kind of break even and move forward and keep things funded.
Correct. Which is, interesting. It's nice that he said that. It's very refreshing that he just owned it and said, guess what? It's not as, I wouldn't spend as much on this as I have to charge, which is very honest. That's very cool. So what do you guys think of the bottle?
Does it remind you of anything? I do like how the bottom of it, see how it's angled at the bottom?
Yeah.
And slanted? I like that. When you hold it, it kind of feels nice.
Okay. I like that.
What does it remind you of any bottle? I'm trying to think if it looks like anything else.
It's kind of weird, but it reminds me a little bit of, oh God, what was the name of that distillery that claimed they had the fallen warehouse of 1792? The Louisville Brewery started distilling bourbon. Goodwood Bourbon.
Okay, Goodwood's a little fatter.
Yeah, it's a little fatter. Cylinder though had the round bottom in that. That
is like that.
Kind of reminds me of Goodwood.
This is a little bit thinner, taller version of Goodwood.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It took me a
rounded
while.
with softer edges.
Right.
I forgot about Goodwood.
Yeah,
I had a Goodwood like stout finished.
Exactly.
Something
That was supposed to be the
back
one
in the
that got
day.
barrels from 1792. The warehouse collapse that turned out was false. They lied a little bit. I don't know if they sunk their own brand on that, but I don't know if they're still a brand. But that kind of reminds me. Obviously, the label looks nothing like it, but
not at all.
What do you think? You like the label there?
Label looks fine. I'm always a softie for shiny copper.
Yeah,
So-
it looks nice. Don't you feel like, though, if you have the brand clout of TJ Gamble, a.k.a. Brewzle, that you'd put your face right on the front of the bottle?
He did put his name and signature, though.
His name and signature's on there, but I feel like his face should be front and center, right? That'd be a big selling point. But then again, maybe he was like, you know what? I want the whiskey to speak, not my
face.
presence. Yeah, not my face.
I mean, it might sell more if people saw it. They might not know his name.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
since that day that we met him, when I meet people, I say, like, do you know who Brewzle is? And a lot of people say yes, but there is probably about a third of people who say no. And I'm like, wow, you're into whiskey. You don't know who Brewzle is? So I guess
We had
there's
that
some
start
people
in
know.
beer, and then he's kind of transitioned over. And,
Right.
I don't know.
He doesn't just do whiskey either. He talks about a lot of spirits.
Now, I will say on that label, the one thing that drives me crazy,
Okay.
I'm OCD. Stephen, follow your finger around the back of that label and keep on going.
Oh, there's a little gap there.
It's a gap. So the label does not go around halfway. The label goes around about 3/4 of the way, so it's not centered.
Okay.
So turn it back around and look at the front. So it's either front. If you turn around to the very back, the label is still going. It's off center.
I see what you mean.
So it's.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be extended all the way around or cut it off shorter. Because I'm like OCD and it's not like a half and half thing.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
well, I mean, the bottom label on it does not match up with the
Right.
main label,
That-
which
that-
it's not very attractive on the backside.
That
Yeah.
further
Yeah,
complicates
because
Kenny's
look,
point.
there's
Yeah,
a gap in
exactly.
the back and the center,
Yep.
and the other one's gapped off to the side.
Yep.
Oh, man. Beatboxing.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Right. There you go. But
yeah.
Any other thoughts on the bottle?
I think it looks nice. I think it's a good presentation.
It really is. It is a thinner, taller version of that Goodwood. Now that you said that,
Yeah.
I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what it was
Because
like.
it looks familiar.
Yeah, that's what it
but
is
it's because
exactly.
it's a skinny, taller version.
I like the bottle though.
Yeah.
I like the label with the color, the copper skin on there. It's nice.
It's attractive. So we've already kind of alluded to it, but we'll just mention that Oak Bowery Distillery is obviously the thing that TJ Gamble, a.k.a. Brewzle, started. And I think it's pretty cool that he started his own label. I mean, a lot of influencers go that route where they start their own thing. But, yeah, what do you got to say about this, Kenny?
That's the path we're on. We have our own label coming out really soon. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
What's it going to be called?
I haven't told you all yet. It's going to be called, no, I'm just teasing.
Old Fart?
No fart.
50-year-old fart. No, I'm just teasing. So that, according to some videos that I watched on this from, Brewzle's own videos.
Yeah.
He said basically with this, it was supposed to be like a celebration of all of his favorite craft distilleries.
Okay.
So he reached out to the different distilleries and asked if he could get some barrels, and they all said sure. So he was like really excited about that.
Okay.
And then once they got back to him with the pricing, TJ said basically they said no without saying no. Like the prices were so high on the barrels that they were basically saying no without saying no. But Old Dominic did come through, he said. So that's why this is 3 barrels of high rye Old Dominic, 3 barrels of low rye Old Dominic, and that's the base for this release.
Now, Old Dominic's been getting a lot of accolades.
Well, they had Alex Castle down there, and she has now left them though.
Okay.
But she was trained under up at Campari at Wild Turkey, man.
Oh,
Eddie Russell trained her. So
that's good.
Some Old Dominic stuff that they had while she was there, at least, is like great, and it's going to continue to be great. And I don't know what the new stuff is under the new person.
Yeah.
But while Alex was there, it really, really, really good. So she's Eddie Russell trained.
That's cool.
Nice.
Very good.
But then, they had, I guess that Wheat State Distillery went defunct, so TJ got all those barrels.
Okay.
And they've tasted through a lot of those, man. And according to, like I said, its own videos, it's not just me saying this.
Right.
But a lot of those barrels, they were not good. They were harsh, rough around the edges, just dusty, this and that. So he was really, really, really select about what went into this blend. And there was just 2 small 30-gallon barrels went into this blend with that. But according to their website, they say the result of this is a rich, layered bourbon with spice, depth, and a smooth, wheated undertone.
Okay.
Crafted because they took the high rye and low rye traditional bourbon mash bills, and they blended some of this wheated bourbon, so it's turned into a 4-grain based on that.
Okay.
So a smooth, wheated undertone, crafted for those who appreciate high proof flavor, but also a small batch integrity.
Wonderful.
Boom, boom.
Steven, should we go for our first nose, sir?
Please.
All
Sniff
right.
away.
Wonderful.
I smell Old Spice.
Old Spice. That's great. So the thing that's interesting on this is I get like a little bit of berry undertone, which leads me to believe that maybe some of the wheated barrels in here are a little bit older. But then I also get like that little bit of twangy young wheat kind of stuff going on too, which is a little bit of like honey wheat, grain forward a little bit on the nose. But it's pretty pleasing. I'm not going to lie. Like I like the nose of it. I'm not like upset by it or anything. A little ethanol pop. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not turned off by the nose.
Yeah, not turned off at all by the nose.
Yeah, my allergies been kicking my butt the last. I think it's allergies. I've been sneezing a bunch too.
Oh, trust
So
me,
my nose is not
it's
great.
allergies. It's allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
nose is not great.
There is ethanol there, yeah, for sure.
Strong like caramel underneath that.
There is caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Just to pick off what you didn't say.
Yeah, no, that's great. I really think that it's got a lot of.
Is it ethanol or is it methanol?
Is that farts?
It's like they got like me bounds now. We got methanols. I just saw Angel Reese box remind me of me bounds.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Did someone actually went through last season?
Yeah.
35% of her rebounds were off her own misses.
Are you serious?
That's why they call them me bounds now.
My
Me
God,
bounds.
man.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, dead serious.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
So I don't have a nose right now, especially I'm really congested, but
Right.
this is not an offensive nose off-putting, so I like the nose so far.
Yeah. So you know what's interesting, and I want to reiterate this real quick while we're getting ready to taste. So as big as Brewzle TJ Gamble is, when we saw him at Wild Turkey and started talking to him, he was the most down to earth, cool guy to the point where like we felt like we knew him forever. And I mean, I know that like I don't know, Kenny's looking at me kind of weird there, but he just and the thing that struck me the most was like he was talking about what it takes for him to do what he does, like with
how many days he's on the road,
how many days on the road, how many people are working,
cutting,
all this stuff. And I thought to myself, I'm like, dang, like we put a good product out there. He's a hustler,
bro.
But he's hustling.
Yeah,
he's hustling hardcore. And then not only that, but we've been invited to attend the Brewzle Festival.
Yeah.
Which I know we need to all send our individual RSVPs in, but like we're excited to do that as long as it works out for us. September 20th, I think it was. We'll be there. That will be a fun time. I'm
the 20th? I didn't look at the date.
Yeah, is that what it is? You got something going on there?
Is it really the 20th?
I think it is. Why is it your kid get married or baby's being born?
Or the baby coming?
I have a pick that day at Bespoken Spirits, so I might have to cancel that.
Oh, man. What were you going to pick from there?
N-I-L-I.
All right.
So, man, like, I only met TJ that one day.
Right.
Short period.
Yeah.
He and I texted a bunch today. Like, I literally texted him. He texted me back. We went back and forth for 20, 30, 40 messages, man.
He
seemed pretty down to earth.
Seems like cool. A really good guy, man.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm hoping this is good, so I don't have to talk bad about it.
I don't want to say anything bad either, you know.
But we're going to be honest, as always, man.
Exactly. That's the preamble. Should we go and should we taste?
Should we go for our first nose?
Oh, what's that?
Let's go for our first taste.
There you go. Yeah. Very good. Okay.
Brown sugar.
A
little spice. A lot of brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar. Spice. Leading spice berries. Maybe a little bit of like baking spice. I think the baking spice is the backbone of the palate, to tell you the truth. But what do you think, Steven?
You guys feel like it's short? It's a short drink. Like it's weird. The ending kind of goes.
Yeah.
But I feel like the initial like embodiment of the sip.
Oh yeah.
It feels short.
I actually was going to say that like I feel like right in the middle is where everything hits, in the middle, and so it takes a second to get started, then it draws up, then the finish is kind of just not lingering with it, but not bad or good.
No, the finish is nice. That's something weird in the middle. I just feel like it just drops.
Okay.
Is it little in the middle?
Here you go, a little in the middle, but it's got much back.
Oh, I didn't say that part. I'm just.
There you go. No, I you know what? It kind of goes back and forth with me. Like it does have a decently nice finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
a great
really,
taste.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's got a nice flavor to it. Like I only get a very, very small. I'm trying to tell you where it's at. I think it is in the back palate, where when it starts to fade a little bit, you kind of.
I think that's
Kenny doing it.
That's that weeder. That's that
weeder.
Because he even said it's like dusty. It's like kind of dusty, funky.
Yeah, but the thing is like if you really smack enough with your lips, part of that is a little bit unfavorable. But I'm saying like you really got to be like savoring this to find that imperfection if there was one.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to smack right out at you. It's got to be like very, very late in the sip and very much that you're paying attention to it to taste it. But it's interesting. It's a super interesting pour. Like way better than I thought it would be.
No,
like I don't know what my expectations
good.
were, but I thought it was going to be yeah.
Now the good part on this, they're totally sold out.
Yeah.
So our past try bot doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. You're right.
But still got to throw our 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's got a really nice front palate. Like I just really like that front palate. It's very thick. Again, that spice is very prominent. Like for something that's heavily weeded, it's a very prominent sustained spice right in the beginning. Very baking spice heavy for me anyway. Like
no, it is. It's from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, nutmeg, cloves, kind of like
even during the finish, it kind of like lingers.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, nutmeg and clove is a wild turkey thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what Bruce describes all the time.
That's
is
true.
nuts and cloves.
Yeah.
Alex Castle is where she learned from. But so this is 3 barrels high rye.
Really? I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Dude,
I just said that, not even thinking about what you're saying.
If she hadn't left old Dominic, man, I don't tell him what old Dominic would be doing even in the future. But
Dang.
so this is 3 barrels high rye, 3 barrels low rye of old Dominic. And you got that nutmeg, that clove going on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, yeah, brown sugar, nutmeg, clove. I don't get a lot of caramel, but brown sugar, nutmeg, clove.
Hey, I'm looking at your notes right now, Kenny, and you have on here, I wonder if TJ has tried Old Stubborn to compare what we have.
All right, not for this blend, for all the other wheated barrels. Because, he owns all those barrels now.
That's true.
He has tons of those barrels, and he's trying to figure out what to do with those barrels.
Yeah.
So,
Mash pick.
So, no, not for those.
Yeah.
So the wheat state barrels that he got, he even said they weren't great. A lot of them, they're kind of harsh on the end, dusty, very rough. So for the 2 that he put into this blend, it was super selective. So he's even trying to figure out what to do with the rest of those.
Yeah.
So he talked about trying to double oak some, get some cognac barrels, Armagnac barrels, blah, 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 blah. Trying to finish out a lot of those wheat state barrels to see if he can do something with those.
Okay.
But he said based on the price that he got, like for equipment and everything that went along with it, he said it's still definitely worth it.
Okay.
But he's just hoping the barrels would have been better than what they were.
Gotcha.
So who knows? I mean, he might toss those barrels if he can't do anything with them.
Yeah. Well, and then you have on here, too, that he's starting a distillery? Like he's actually going to try to distill
No, he has a building, man. So, so the Oak Bowery, I watched one of his recent videos. Now, he actually sent me a link for his video that's not going to drop. Now, by the time this airs, the video will have dropped.
Okay.
But he sent me a link to the video that has not dropped yet officially on YouTube.
Okay.
And they're looking through their building. So they bought like an older building. They're redoing it all. But he's got like mash tanks. He's got boilers and all that. So my guess is they're going to also distill, not just source. Because he's got like 6 or 8 mash tanks.
Right.
Like I said, he bought a boiler and all kinds of stuff. So
my bigger question is, where does a Greek man and an Italian man stay in small town Alabama if we go to Brewzle Fest? Does that happen?
you stay in the dark. You move in the shadows.
There you go. Exactly.
Probably a nice place. That's where we stay.
Yeah, there you go. We stayed at a nice place.
We'll put some sun in your hair and let it, highlight
There
it.
you go.
Hey, we'll do the same thing to Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
dude,
they
jeez.
they're gonna have a tasting room. It's gonna be about 1,500 square feet. Is what they got it estimated. Tasting room for sure. And they just got the building going on. So
I like it. I think it's great.
what is really exciting, maybe, and like I said, I didn't know any of this next part at all until, like I said, he and I were texting. So I'm
Right.
assuming I can talk about it because he texted me it, and I told him I even told him I was like, hey, anything you want me to talk about tonight? So they are working on getting a shelf product,
Okay.
and guess who they're working with? Statesville Contract Distilling, which I
Okay.
don't know that name.
Yeah.
but they just changed names recently. Guess who they formerly were?
Who's that?
Southern Distilling Company.
Oh,
So our Southern Paragon, and all
Paragon,
that stuff
Southern
we like.
Star.
Yeah, dude. So that's who they're working
Yeah.
with.
Nice.
So because honestly, we've had a couple of those liquor barn picks that Brad Williams did
Right.
that were
Fire.
great. They were Weller killers. I'm just trying to say that, but they were truly Weller killers, man.
Strong.
They were great. Really good weeders should be younger like that. So that's what he's working with. He said so far, based on the samples they've had, they're liking a 4 mash bill, blended 4 grain.
Oh.
So my guess is that's kind of like how he did this. It's going to be a 4 grain, or it's going to be a wheated bourbon and then a traditional bourbon that he's blending together to actually make 4 grains. It's not like it's a 4 grain mash that got distilled all together. It's going to be a blend of barrels
like
that
a
are
4-grade blend.
kind of like how my old Louisville pit coming out is going to be for the birthday. It's going to be, a 4 grains, but it's not a 4 grain mash. It's 2 different mash bills put together to form 4 grains.
Right.
And that's basically what he described to me. I'm assuming that's what they're doing with this. But
Okay.
that's what he likes the best so far, he said.
No, I think he's done a good job here. Like, I like it. I mean,
He's reviewed so many different bourbons.
right.
Yeah.
So surely he has to, I'm hoping he's going to put something out that's something that he thinks is good, not just try to throw a dollar here and dollar there, because he knows how discerning that, people can be.
Damn it. This episode should have been a video episode. It should have been, does Brewzle have a palate? I'm just being silly. No.
I don't know. He might not. Who
You know,
knows, man?
how many people would have clicked on that video? They'd been like, "Does Brewzle have a palate?" I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
24.
and he could have just said, "I'm not Brewzle, I'm TJ."
He'll make him pay.
There you
Call
go.
DJ. Yeah, exactly.
DJ make 'em pay.
KSR local.
I
Exactly.
love it, man. I love it.
So, gentlemen, would you pass, try, or buy on the Oak Bowery Bourbon Limited Edition Blend 1?
Ooh, yeah. So I'm going to jump right out the gate here and tell you guys that as a connoisseur of weeded bourbon, that I am impressed with this. I like it a lot. I'm not going to lie. I was very close to saying buy. I'm going to settle at a high try. And the reason I'm a high try is because I know my palate. I know what I'm tasting right now, and I like it. But I think that at some point in time, I might just let it blend in with other things. That's not an offensive thing to TJ or Mr. Brewzle. It's just that it's good. It's very good. I think he was being 100% honest that this is a great bottle at like $70. So $60-$70. This is a buy all day. 100 try plus.
Yeah, you kind of took it from me. So I would be a buy at 79.
Right.
Not just 70, but 79.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a try at 99. But I bet he probably wanted to be about $79 or so.
Yeah.
But no, it is very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. I just don't know if it's $99 good, but it is very good. Fortunately for him, like I said, I could be a pass and it wouldn't matter because it's all sold out anyway.
Right.
But I'm definitely a strong try at 99. And, I said if it was a $79, it's a buy all day, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to Mike
It's very
Tyson.
spicy, man. Like
It's spicy.
it's
The
spicy.
spice is just
Spice.
like,
now, when I
man.
say spicy, it's not like hot spicy. The spice just holds, and
Oh,
it literally just carries and carries and carries and carries and
It's
carries
like
and
a
carries.
lingering baking
It is
spice
lingering,
that's just
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like I've had $150 bourbons that don't taste as good.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm saying this is definitely not out of
Yeah.
the realm at all for $99.
I agree.
But I'm gonna stick with you and be a try plus.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to make a sweep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to be a try as well.
Okay.
I was close to a buy, so I think I'm right with you. Maybe a buy minus, try plus.
Yeah.
Frame. There's a couple little nuances besides, I guess, maybe the price.
Yeah.
But in the nose, they had that ethanol kind of strong.
Yep.
And there's something in the palate that I just didn't like when I sipped it. I don't know if it was the extensive amount of spice that was in it. But most of it was good. It was just something in that I just didn't like, or it was just strong.
It's like a very drying, heavy spice.
Yeah, it's a spice
That's
a
it.
lot.
It's like, even now I took another sip of it and I'm like, but that's like for a person who likes oak
That likes it.
and likes
Boom.
rye
Yeah.
and likes wheat. Like this thing drinks all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally has a lot of character to it for being the way it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw, like I said, he's going to have a shelf product. He's actually working on a shelf product.
Okay.
And then this coming winter, he wants to do a cigar blend that'll release early next year.
Ooh. My ears perked up.
And I laughed at the video because he was talking about getting some cognac and Armagnac. And I'm like, is he in Girard County like Anthony?
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, so he's working on. So he's wanting to do something with cognac and Armagnac to potentially do a cigar blend to release early next year too. So
Fantastic.
might be a couple good things coming out from him.
kidding.
We'll see. All right, now this is a 2025 release.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to score this.
That's true. I
Take
totally forgot
take
about
one more
that.
sip. One more sip.
Pass, try, buy, and then here we are with rating. We forgot about that.
I'm looking back at some past scores. Prideful Goat was 6.5. 1910 Extra Old was 6.25. Bardstown Cathedral was 6.75.
For you.
For me, let's look at my scores.
Yeah. What was my Bardstown Cathedral?
Cathedral Anthony, you were a 7, and Stephen was a 7.25.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 6.5. I'm gonna go a hair above 1910 Extra Old and a hair below Cathedral. I'm gonna go 6.5 for this one.
Okay.
That's where I lay too.
6.5.
6.5. And as per the usual, I'm the one that's going to be higher. I'm a 6.75.
There we go. Perfect. Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode.
Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
Also, let us know your thoughts on the bottom of the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.